What's good, Josh Bull Ross? Back at it again with another video. So, I wanted to continue this series. I did a video last week basically asking you guys on X, what is the worst booking and creative decision that Vince McMahon has ever done? And you guys have sent in plenty of great responses. We checked that out last week. So I was like, you know what? I want to continue this. And I decided to do the same thing, but this time for Triple H. Shout out to everyone that responded to me on X. We're going to get right into this one. I already know there's going to be some interesting responses. Let me make myself small so y'all can see. So, as like the last video and the last tweet when involving Vince McMahon, I asked a similar question. What was the worst booking and creative decision Triple H has ever made so far? Send a picture or a GIF in the replies. These responses are about to be diabolical. So let's get right into these, man. Shout out to everyone that responded. So we have the homie, the Press Titans fan, having Austin Theory cash in on the United States Championship and lose only for him to win the title a month later. Not gonna lie to you, as soon as Vince McMahon was out the door, and y'all remembered that promo that Roman Reigns gave to Austin Theory when he was the Money in the Bank winner, and he was basically saying, Dad's not home anymore, you're not protected. That was legit. Like, he was cooked, bro. Like, if you want to be honest, Austin Theory was cooked. And we saw it immediately when he cashed in on the United States champion. And the champion at the time was, I believe it was Seth. And it was an open challenge match. He didn't even have to cash in. From there, he was cooked. KP, Cena versus Theory feud for Mania 39. I feel like this should have catapulted Theory to a different atmosphere. Something wasn't done right. I think Vince McMahon was still involved here for this situation. Vince was there. Triple H was there, but Vince was also there for that situation. All right, Tony. Senseless long-term storylines. Only good booking for his favorites, not making future stars, booking for just the cheap pops from the bots, 5-match card PLE, no dominant heels in the ruthless depression era, including celebrities in main storylines. Here we go, bro. Obviously, we got the infamous GIF, WrestlePalooza being on there. Oh man, bro, that's cold. The fact y'all calling it the Depression era is wild. Another one. Shout out to the homie Mo. Mind you, he cashed in when Seth was holding an open challenge. Yep, never forget what they did to him. Goated for Saul. Need I say more? Yeah, this is obviously Logan Paul winning the United States Championship and Charlotte Flair coming back and winning the Royal Rumble, which honestly, the Logan Paul United States Championship was a waste of time because he wasn't even on the show. It wasn't even really defended, and then a lot of people was not happy about Charlotte coming back and winning the Royal Rumble. Rich. Normally, I would mention John Cena's heel turn. Thanks a lot, Rock. But that's too easy. Instead, I'll say this. 12 letters. 2 words. Carmelo Hayes. I'm the best. I'm the best I've ever seen. And here's the thing about Carmelo. They drafted this guy number 1 to SmackDown. And they haven't done nothing with him. That is a crime. That is a crime. They haven't really done anything with Carmelo since he's been on SmackDown. Outside of him being drafted number 1 and then having a match with Cody, the top guy at the time. Well, I mean the champion. He had a match with him, and they didn't go nowhere with it after that. So, trying to do better. I know he's injured now, but where on earth was he when he was healthy? I know he was favored by he whom shall not be mentioned, but damn, he's the red-headed stepchild now. Oh, facts, bro. How long have they been teasing him turning on Grayson Waller? They've done Austin Theory dirty. This person, I don't think I need to say much about Nia and Triple H not being able to tell stories with the female division. I do the squashing. I can understand why some people would feel that way. I do think they're doing a little bit better with adding Lash Legend as a team for Nia. I will say this: what they're doing with Lash Legend, I'm enjoying. Hopefully they continue to expound upon that. Hopefully they can build up the SmackDown and really just the women's division as a whole. So another one, this feud at SummerSlam. Yeah, man. Yeah, the infamous. um, got another person pushing Terra Twins by wasting a great feud with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. The red flag of long-term storytelling began here. Damian could have cashed in and became champ sooner and would have made Finn back to a top level star with the feud of the main title belt. I get that. I understand why someone would say that, and I think that's been a general consensus of Triple H's booking is he's down for long-term storytelling, but sometimes the story gets so long that you start to lose interest. I completely understand that. Like we still don't know when Finn Balor's gonna turn on Dominic. He's supposed to be turning on him alone. Like it does take a little bit time. But I am okay with the cash in because it led to one of the greatest feuds that year with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Green Ranger super fan. I'm gonna have to say it. While I did like the cash in, like I was just saying, and it did fit into the Punk slash Drew storyline, like I just said, Damian Priest title reign was somewhat irritating, primarily when they booked Gunther to be afraid of Priest. Damn. And to be honest, the problem with Damian Priest's title reign is there was other external factors involving his title reign and other storylines that kind of superseded it in a sense where he was winning because of certain insert interference or a certain situation. Not to say that he couldn't have gotten over like win clean on his own in a sense, but it was other external factors that were obviously more entertaining and revolving around this his title reign, and that kind of hurt it in a sense. Because if there's other entertaining things that involve his title reign, but not directly, but indirectly, but you're more interested in, like obviously the Drew and CM Punk thing, it can kind of take away from it. So, James, I'll be super original here, of course. Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Did I have a problem with it? No. Do I think they could have did it a little bit differently? Because once again, if they didn't have the Saturday night main event or have him face Gunther for the Saturday night for the title for the Saturday night main event and actually lose, and it would have been a different situation where that doesn't happen, it comes off a little bit more fresh. They had already faced for the IC title, but it comes off a little bit more fresh, and you could have built off of that. I think maybe people would have been a little bit more receptive. Still would have been people who didn't like it. But then you got to also get into the situation where their world title match wasn't good. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It was not. I wouldn't say it wasn't good. It didn't live up to the finish. Like it didn't live up to the hype that I think a lot of people would have wanted. It was okay. I felt like they've had better matches between each other, which they have. It was an okay match. I don't want to say it wasn't good. It was okay. It was cool for the moment. Another one. Prophecy. Triple H made him cash in on Seth Rollins for a mid-card title, and to make it worse, it was while Seth was holding an open challenge. Oh, they did Austin Theory so dirty. He never really was able to recover from that. R. Smoking. Heel Cena and the whole retirement tour, especially when Brock came back. Now, I know some people feel like the whole retirement tour has been a wash. I'm not going to say that. Heel turn, great moment, handled poorly, one. And that's part of Triple H, part of creative, definitely part of The Rock, all that involved. There's been some great stuff, great matches, great promos. It's been some good stuff out of John Cena's heel turn. It has. And then obviously the babyface turn midway through. Has been some good stuff, but I can understand overall it was a misstep. And then the whole WrestlePalooza, yeah, bro, that was horrendous. That was horrible, bro. That was horrible. Stu, failing to give Woods a singles championship after this. I mean, this whole situation was fucking fantastic. And then they dropped the ball with them. This shit was so good. They are jokes now. But at this point, they were the biggest heels in WWE for the right reasons. And they fucked it up. They fucked it up, bro. I don't know how they fucked it up. There's no way you could mess this up. Oh, this return Mamba mentality. Hey, man. TKO, they love them some fucking Brock Lesnar. This right here, yeah, Travis Scott being involved. And this is why he's no longer involved. This was not good either. WWE Fan 36 about the whole New Day heel turn where it seemed like it didn't have a plan after they kicked Big E out. Yeah. They definitely didn't follow up on what was their biggest, potentially one of their biggest storylines at the moment. Joseph, I might be late to the party, but anything involving these guys, cause Lord knows he didn't give two shits about them. I want to say this is when, oh yeah, when Montez and Angelo Dawkins joined up with Bobby Lashley, and then they dropped the ball with them. I don't know why. Don't know why. I have no idea. This could have been great. Don't know why. Steven, having Travis Scott in the ring itself is a crime of its own. Big facts. Took this nigga 5 to 10 minutes to get down to the ring. Yeah, big facts. Crunch, yep. Obviously, Travis Scott being a part of the World Championship at WrestleMania this year. Why? Wrestle India. Starting some storylines, which obviously went nowhere and done nothing to the wrestlers and the company. Fumbling Kofi Xavier Woods' heel turn. Not able to properly use the Y6. And I think with the Wyatts, there's been more so injury involving with them than anything else. Booking Cody's second title reign. Booking for the Vision except Seth cash in and mixed tag team match. Yeah, those were actually pretty good. Cody's second title reign... The problem, and I said this before, problem is there's not enough. I mean, there's nobody else. He's faced everyone. Now they're doing the Drew thing, and I don't know how long they're going to extend that, which I figured, but the only other person that makes any viable sense, on at least on Monday Night Raw, is fucking Randy Orton. And how long they've been teasing that? He's beaten everybody. He literally has, so... When you've beaten everybody, you're no longer the overdog. You are the dog. So, I don't know. Jordan Bradley. Division, since they never explained why they formed and why the Bronze turned on Seth. Like, there's no explanation on why everything happened. And then they saw the same stuff over and over again when they come out to do their promos. Well, Jordan, I hate to tell you this. They did explain. They definitely did explain. There was a promo right after he turned. Because they knew he was injured. That's why he said a bum shoulder. They knew he was injured. They went with the storyline of he got injured. And he was like, well, you're not the future. You can't be the future. You're injured. So that's why they turned on him. They weren't going to wait. They explained it. Maybe you missed that episode, but they definitely did explain it. So, JD, having Austin Theory cash on the U.S. title. A lot of people are bringing that up, man. Understandably. It's Cass, the worst thing. Oh, that's easy. Oh, Brock Lesnar being back. This person right here, Karen Cross and Andrade's situation. Andrade's a little murky because I think they let him go or something like that because of he violated some policies. And then the Karen Cross thing, they were going to offer him something. It just wasn't the price that I think Karen Cross was looking for. So they just parted ways. But he was over with the crowd. But I hate to say this. When he got in that ring, the reaction there wouldn't be the same as you would think. Wyatt, LA Knight in general. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with LA Knight, bro. I really don't know what they're doing at LA Knight. I don't know if he will ever be a world champion. It doesn't seem like they're pushing that. He's one of those top guys that may not ever be able to become champion. So, This person here, honestly, people will say nonsense like the Rumble and Jay Uso, etc., but it's not pulling the switch at the right time with the right angle with Otis and Gable. Ooh, that is a really good one. I like that because they had something with Otis and Gable, and they didn't do anything with it. Like they teased it, but they really didn't. They could have built a feud off that, and they didn't do it, bro. Like it was like over. I think they ended up having a match. I think Gable ended up winning or whatever, and then that was it. They didn't really build off that. I think they could have. That was a missed opportunity. Desi, the women's United States title picture, it doesn't it doesn't have any real contenders to make the title feel prestigious. The women, they do have either in a random tag team pairing or move to different brand or just been released. Like, what is the purpose of having a mid-card title for the women? I know Chelsea Green has the United States Championship back again, which is cool, but once again, what are you going to do with that? It's just going to be a prop for Chelsea, which is awesome for Chelsea, but there's no real mid-card division. This is why they shouldn't have introduced those titles. I get why, but no, your division is not strong enough for that. At least maybe have one mid-card women's title, and you could do something like that, but two, your division is not deep enough for that. Another one, champions that just despawn like that without any explanation. Champions that just despawn. What are you talking about? I'm confused on that one. Ash. Travis Scott in the main event of WrestleMania 41 was something, man. Yeah, definitely. Ty. Refusing to push LA Knight. Travis being involved in WrestleMania 41. Love his music, but no Lesnar squashing Cena on his retirement run. I was like, what the fuck? Did they really just do that? I miss WrestleMania 40, man. Was the best year to watch WWE, and my all-time favorite story from WWE. Take me back. Yeah, bro. WrestleMania 40. We didn't realize how good it was. Team Forward. Cody Rhodes as WWE champion. Somehow he now can kick out of a dozen finishers, and legends are telling him that he's done better in a year than they've done in their entire career. Well, I mean, I love the gift. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, we saw it at WrestleMania 40, bro. This nigga was eating a billion finishers. There's only been a handful of people that's beaten Cody. And that was, Vince was booking that too, by the way. Don't think it was just only Triple H. Vince is booking that too. There's only a handful of people that's beaten Cody. So, he's like the ultimate top guy. Like, he is basically the new John Cena in a sense. Daryl, these guys involved in Mania main event angle. Well, you mean The Rock, who wasn't really that involved? Abdul, Nakamura not winning the world title from Seth. Honestly, I get what you're saying, but I think that was the right decision. Sammy not winning the title from Roman. I get what you're saying, but I think that was still the right decision. Jay winning the Royal Rumble. That's cold. LA Knight losing to Jay and not winning the vacant world title versus Punk. I can understand why. That would have been interesting. That would have been something different. Not elevating Andrade and Penta. That was kind of confusing. They had some good chemistry. Oh, it's not Penta. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I think Penta, they've been doing some solid stuff with him. Ray Phoenix, Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I was really liking their tag team. They didn't really go push them as much as I was hoping. So Penta is still in the forefront, but I can understand people maybe wanting him to get a title at some point. But I mean, they've been booking Penta still as one of the top guys. And I feel like you make those key decisions and WWE feels somewhat fresher. And he's not wrong with some of these decisions, but some of these decisions are, major like decisions. So you don't have the same WrestleMania 40, if you have Sammy beat Roman. It's like there's ripple effects to that. Mama mentality, wasting everybody's time. The heel turn. There was some good stuff about it, but I get it. Youngin pulling the trigger on Chad during his feud with Gunther. He never really recovered since. That's a good one. A lot of people were hoping Chad could have been the one to do it, and then they turned him heel, and I thought that would have been interesting. And then I think he ended up getting injured, and then they did the El Grande Americano thing, and it kind of spun off into different directions that I think a lot of people just kind of lost interest in. I mean, El Grande Americano is more over than Chad Gable. So, Justin, not the moment, just everything after. Fair enough. Ross's clutch, joy from Jordan, 3 hour SmackDown. I gotta like that one. This person here, not putting AJ Styles on Clash in Paris card and having him on Raw instead and have him lose. Yeah, that would have been cool to have him on that card too. Some nerd, the way he's been treating my favorite wrestler, Drew. Hopefully Drew will get his moment in the sun. I don't know. We'll see. Zach. Let's see right here. I love Cena's heel run, but what bothered me the most there is definitely missing spots during his retirement tour. I will go back in time to fix it for all of us. 2, shoving Drew down our throats for not making him champion. Damn. I think even with John Cena's retirement tour, bro, the limited dates also hurt what they could tell, what stories they can tell. If he was there a little bit more, obviously you could do a little bit more, but his limited dates hurt that. So, Chris, it's extremely slow booking, like the storytelling itself. This person right here, keeping the long title reigns. I get people were sick of Vince putting up the title every week, but everybody's having a long title reign, and on top of that, making more belts due to fan feedback. There is not enough time to feature new stars. There's a positive and negative in that. I feel like some titles shouldn't, like, it depends. Not every title reign needs to be a year long. I completely get that. So I can understand why certain stuff need to be shortened up, but it also has to make sense within the story. So you got to find a fine line of when you want to do that and how you want to set that up. But I can understand why someone would say these title reigns are a little bit too long. This person right here, one of Triple H's worst booking calls was giving Drew the 2024 Money in the Bank win. He didn't need it. The story didn't need it. Same with dropping Ciampa Gargano's momentum, wasting Karrion Kross' return, and missing the LA Night Wave, which was molten hot. It's just rough. I can get that. Granted, him winning the Money in the Bank was only to further the hatred story. That's literally all it was. So I can understand why some would say, oh, well, you only did that to further the story, but the story was the best storyline in WWE. That's the caveat I would say. It wasn't a wasted story. Yeah, some may say it was a wasted Money in the Bank, but not everybody that wins Money in the Bank is supposed to win it. That's the whole purpose. If everybody wins, you get that sense of, oh, when you win it, it's a guarantee. No. There has to be some people that lose it, and if the story dictates it, it makes sense. This one, also my chief losing to Tribal at the Netflix debut ruined his run, and don't get me started on War Games. Oh, he talking about Solo losing. Oh, yeah, that was one of those things where it's because, I mean, Solo was never really able to regain a lot of momentum after that. So I can understand why someone would say that. This right here, for me, it's fumbling the Lesnar-Lashley feud. I get one to make both men not look weak, but all 3 of their matches ended in some bullshit, dusty finish. And their blow-off match was at Elimination Chamber and not WrestleMania 39, ending in a DQ after 5 minutes. So, yeah, it just seems like Triple H really didn't too much care for Bobby Lashley in his time in WWE. And I can understand why he left for AEW. It didn't seem like he really too much cared. In my personal opinion. I could be wrong there. Christopher, A New Day and John Cena's heel runs. Austin Theory failed cash in. There's a lot of consensus there. RD, it's not even close. Travis Scott. And these will probably be the last one. As much as I love the moment, the follow-up wasn't wasn't mid, mostly because the bald Samoan nigga couldn't bother to show up after. Okay. And King Ace is probably the last one right here. I'm back again, and this was a disgrace, and I'm no longer a fan of this feud. Me and my brother was excited for this, and then we watched it. This was damn near bad as Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania 41. Yeah, man. This whole situation, maybe, just maybe he gets involved in war games, John Cena. I doubt it. I'm just so confused, bro. I don't get the point. What was the point of squashing John Cena, bro, in his retirement run? You can have him lose if you want to have him lose, but squashing him again? Don't know why. Questionable booking decision, in my opinion. But hey, I appreciate everyone that sent in their takes, their opinions on Triple H's booking creative decisions. I do appreciate y'all. I wasn't able to get to everybody because this video would be very long, but nonetheless, thank y'all so much for actually sending in y'all opinions on some of Triple H's decisions over the past few years since he's been in control. But now, the next person on the list that I'm gonna most likely make a video about, and I'll send out the tweet later on this week, is basically what was the worst booking decision that Tony Khan has ever done so far. I already know this is gonna be a good one, but I appreciate all love, support. Road to 200K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.